All right, welcome everybody. This is the Moz Files. I am Mosey the Must See. Today we are going to do my first mock draft. The bowl games are going to start up on Saturday, so I thought it'd be nice to get a little look at some of what we might be seeing out there. Of course, these top teams, these top players, we kind of know what they bring to the board, but some of us might have a question as far as like who to look for on South Carolina, Maryland, Northern. Well, everybody knows Michael Mayer, but the little smaller teams. Are any of these guys some first round pickups? Well, that's what we're gonna do right here. So let's get this draft started. Well, let me go ahead and explain a few things to you. So I do my mock drafts a little bit different. We have the bowl games. We still have people who need to declare. We still have the combine, the pro game, the senior pro day, senior bowl. We have all that stuff that needs to be done. So these are going to change so much. So I am going to do based off what I would do if I'm the GM of these teams. That's how I will do these drafts. And on my final draft, I'll do what I think is going to happen. So that's why my mock draft is going to look a bit different. So we're going to start it off with the number one pick, the Texans. I'm sorry, I am not a believer of the quarterbacks in this draft class. I'm just not. I'm not sold on them. However, the Texans, their offense, I don't think one piece is going to fix that offense. I think they need so much, but yet their defense is nice. And when I look at the Cowboys, Cowboy fan here, and I see what we were able to do with Cooper Rush, all because of our defense, I want to build up on that Texans defense. So with the number one pick, and I'm fighting between these two right here, but I am a little bit more sold on Jalen Carter going number one. All right. The number two pick, the Seattle Seahawks. While there's a lot of things that they can use as well as Geno Smith, he is getting a little bit older. He just had his first good season, like really good season. He was pretty good this year, honestly. That's crazy. Nobody expected that. I would just say hold on to that. Geno's still good. He's got years. He's got a few years in him. He hasn't been banged up too much because he has been struggling. So what we're going to do is we're going to take who I feel is the best person on the board right now. We're going to go Will Anderson. Number three pick, the Bears. You have got to get the Bears a little bit of help somewhere. Um, he is well. You got a lot of spots you can go with. But I want to take a look at Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been having a really good year as far as his running. He's been running wild, breaking records. Michael Vick's record that's gone. Is gone. All that good stuff. So if I want to help him out, um, technically you would either get him some more lineman help or you would get a receiver. Um, but I don't see any of these receivers necessarily as somebody who I want to draft that high. You have Quentin Johnson, he's a stud. But do you really want to take Quentin Johnson with the number three pick of the NFL draft? Not really. Not me. That's not something that I'm trying to do. Um, so this is really difficult. And the tackles, I'm not sold on these tackles. I'm not sold on them being a stud. So while I would love to help Justin Fields, I just cannot help Justin Fields this year. I am actually going to do something that I don't think is popular. I am going to draft Miles Murphy. I'm not helping the quarterback, not yet, not in this draft. The Detroit Lions. This one right here. Jared Goff is not the answer. And I know where I talked about building the defense, but the Lions don't have that. They have a offense that actually moves the ball, and they've got some young guys, and the defense is just getting shredded. Um, while I would love to build that defense, I just can't do that because any piece out there might be a little wasted. And I don't really see anybody who I just really want to take, unless I want to go with like a Tyree Wilson, which is tempting. Tyree Wilson is going to shoot up draft boards. He is definitely going to be a top 10 pick. That kid is special. 6'6", 275, has athletic ability. What I'm going to do right here is take the first quarterback off the board. I know CJ is the Heisman. I really don't care about that Heisman thing. I want Bryce Young. Bryce Young has the NFL talent to me. The Eagles is an interesting pick because I've seen some people saying, "Oh, they need a running back. Why would you grab Robinson here?" To me, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to go running back at number 5 unless he runs a 4-3. If he comes out runs a 4-3, then take everything I said and throw it out the window. Just take it and throw it out the window. Now, the Eagles are pretty loaded. They are loaded. So when I look at the Eagles and I say, what do they need? They don't need a receiver. They don't need a quarterback. They have cornerbacks. You can't have enough cornerbacks. But what can help? All right, we know that we're going to need to pay Jalen Hurts. So let's go ahead and take a tackle. And this right here, they have Paris Johnson as the number 1 offensive tackle. I will say this about the top 2 tackles. Is there a way? Let me go right here. So these are the 2 best tackles on the board. Now, I believe Paris Johnson has the most upside. He has the highest ceiling. He's 6'6", 315. He has the length to play on the edge. He has the length to reach you, get his hands on you. He has that. However, the most ready is Peter. With the Eagles team, they are looking to, hey, we can maybe do something next year. We can make a noise. I mean, they're already doing it this year, but definitely next year they can make more noise. So while I believe Paris Johnson has more upside, has the highest ceiling, I'm going with the guy who I think is the most pro ready. Even though people say you might have to kick him on the inside, it's not like he's not. He's 6'4", so don't get me wrong. He's 6'4", 294. Don't get me wrong, but he's a bit of a tweener when you watch him play. He can play tackle or guard. I'm going with the most ready. I'm going with Peter on that pick. Now we have the Cardinals. All right. What are we going to do with the Cardinals? Cardinals need a lot. But at the same time, I would really like to build their O-line. I believe in protecting the money. But with this pick right here, you actually can. You can either go for defense. Actually, no. You know what? This is tough. And the reason why I say this is tough is because you can go for defense, but at the same time, Kyler's a small guy. You need a running back. So this right here is where you can look at a guy like Robinson and you can say, all right here, this pick, you can put Robinson in this pick. But at the same time, I'm questioning, do you take Robinson here? So really good question. Receivers, they have Hopkins. They have receivers. They just traded for Brown. They don't need another receiver. The offensive line. The offensive line is. I believe their offensive line is. It's solid to me. But it can definitely be better. They have a lot of mistakes. They have Beachum at right tackle. And honestly, I don't like that. Because he's been around a lot. Let's start developing somebody young. I would go tackle. Protect the money, Kyler. All right, the Colts. The Colts have a lot. And I'm not even going to... We all know where this is going. There's no need to talk about this. CJ Stroud. Got to take him. Colts have to take him. The Raiders. This is an interesting pick to me. The Raiders need... They need a lot too. But what is the deal for Carr is what I think the big question is. Like, mm, you know, like, did Carr ever get a? Don't even know if he ever got a new contract or anything. Uh, I'm not 1000% up to date on all my off season need to know stuff. I really don't plan this early. Um, all right, so Carr is. Let's look. Let's take a look at his contract breakdown really quick. Uh, oh, you know what? I really. Okay, so he signed through 2025. Yeah, it's too much money. So you can't go with a quarterback here. All right, I thought so. I was like, no, I believe they have Carr for a little bit. In that case, I'm going Ringo. Let's build the defense. You got a lot of talent on offense. I believe they got a lot of talent everywhere on offense. They need to build this defense. We're going to go with Ringo. Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers. This is another one that's a little bit interesting because you say, what do the Carolina Panthers need? Honestly, I really want them to get a quarterback. They have been going back and forth with the quarterback position. A lot of people are going to hate this. They're like, Will Levis, isn't that the guy who couldn't compete for the quarterback position at Penn State? Yes, he could not. Penn State. I believe it's Penn State. If I'm wrong, my bad. I will fix that in my future mock drafts. But I believe Will Levis was at Penn State and he lost the quarterback battle to the Penn State quarterback now. I don't know. I can't think of his name. We all know him. Man's been there for about 12 years. I feel like he done had an NFL career there. But Will Levis is easy to fall in love with because he has a cannon of an arm. That dude can throw, and I've seen him throw some really impressive throws. So yeah, gotta go Will. Number 10, the Atlanta Falcons. Whew. Mariota is not the answer. They need a quarterback, and honestly, the Falcons need some type of identity. They need some type of identity. And I just don't know where they get it from. So what I'm going to do is we've got to build anyways. Let me get a stud. Let me get someone who can be my future. We're going Tyree Wilson. We're going to take a chance here, develop the young man for the Falcons. The Jaguars. All right. What do the Jaguars need? I'm looking at the division that they are in. And I want to see them get a little bit stout in some areas, but at the same time, they're sitting here at number 11. There's still these names on the board. Where do we want to go? Whew, this is tough, and the reason why it's tough is because Brian Brzee, he's a man amongst boys, but at the same time, Joey Porter Jr., 6'2" cornerback, can't you just that's just such a good pick. Or Christian Gonzalez. Do you pick him right here? Also 6'2" cornerback as well. This is tough. But what I'm going to look at and what I think they need. And you know what? They haven't done too bad. Not for what they have. You can't beat a good corner. We're going to go Joey Porter Jr. right here. I'm going to take that pick. Houston Texans. All right, Houston. So we've already drafted you some defensive help. We got Jalen Carter in the middle. You have Pitre at safety. That dude is a stud. He's an absolute stud. He's a future star. What else do we need? The Texans. I mean, they have one win. Let's be real. Let's be real. The Texans have one win, so they have plenty of holes that they need to fill. and you got 2 first-round draft picks, so you want to hit on everything. Jonathan Owens is playing next to Pitry, and are we sold on him? I don't know. Um, I don't know. But at the end of the day, who are their cornerbacks? I mean, who are the cornerbacks, honestly? I know they drafted Stingley, but ain't he hurt? I feel like he gets injured a lot. So this is tough because, and this is why. So trust, hear me out on this. Hear me out on this. Brian Branch is a monster, an absolute monster. Absolutely love Brian Branch's game. If you have not watched him play, you need to watch him play. The kid can ball. But at the same time, can I get a cornerback that I can count on? Can I? And I want to. Do you go with the safety or do you go with the cornerback? I'm going to go with the cornerback because they do have a safety already that is good. So you can put a guy next to him who's Owens, I guess, can kind of fill the spot, you know. Or do you go with, because they do have Desmond King. Desmond King is a good slot. Stingley is a good corner. Oh, that's tough. Let's do it. I want Branch. I want Branch. I cannot pass up on him. If I'm the Texans, I want surefire players. And I believe Jalen Carter is going to at least give you something. Christian Gonzalez, he should, but Brian Branch, he will give you something. I'm telling you from the get go. So we're going Brian Branch. We're doing it. We're doubling down. The Steelers. The Steelers. They had injuries. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. They did have injuries. I felt bad for the Steelers because yeah, they did have injuries. However, they do not have protection. No, they don't. I feel like that is a weakness. And while this might be a reach, also understand this list is going to move. This list is going to move. Jalen Duncan. Remember that name. Remember it. Jalen Duncan. I believe Jalen Duncan is moving up boards. This list has him way down here. I believe Jalen Duncan is going to move up boards. Darnell Wright. I believe Darnell Wright was a 5-star coming out of high school. Had some struggles and whatnot, but you can look at him to go easily second round. Somebody might reach for him in the first. But yeah, let's get some help. But that's such a high pick for him. That's such a high pick for him. But yeah, you got to do it. You got to get your tackles. Tackles are loved. Get them. All right, Green Bay. Green Bay is lucky because nobody has wanted to take a receiver. This is a question right here. So you have 3 guys that are studs. Quentin Johnson, 6'4", explosive, gets down the field fast. He has it all. Jordan Addison, he's a smaller guy. I believe he's only 6 foot. Yeah, he's 6 foot. Jackson Smith and Jigba is 6 foot there. So 6'4", 6 foot, 6 foot. Josh Downs, very fast. Oh, very fast. This list is a little weird to me because I believe Zay Flowers is after Josh Downs. Zay Flowers is a guy that you can scheme for. And then actually I like Jalen Hyatt more than these two right here. Now, they already have Christian Watson. Do you want to build a team with 2 6'4" dudes on the outside? I know it sounds nice. In Madden, it's nice. Give me the 2 6'4" dudes with 4.3 speed. I believe Quentin Johnson will be 4.4 speed. Give me those 2 guys. It sounds nice. But in real life, I always feel like the duos that do the best is usually you got one jump ball guy, one tall guy, and then the other guy's a guy that you can either play on the outside or you can put in the slot. Now, that's a key thing. You can play him on the outside and you can put him in the slot. Jackson Smith and Jigba is a slot to me. I believe he's going to be a slot receiver. The kid is a beast. The kid is talented. He's going to be a slot, especially his first year. I'm not saying he cannot develop into an outside receiver, but he is going to be a slot. Quentin Johnson is the number 1 receiver to me, but with the Packers, I want to go with Addison. I'm going with the second best receiver because it just fits better to me. We are now back at the Lions. You just got them some receiver help. And you know what? The offense is loaded. We have all these defensive players still left. I'm slacking. I am slacking. Let's get Brian. We want to get stout. We're going there. The Seahawks. Earlier we got Will Anderson. We got them some edge love. What do we want to do? You could build the O line, but once again, I said it. Way too much is on the board. We're going Christian Gonzalez. We're going to get them. They got an edge. Now they're getting a cornerback. We love it. All right. We are now at the 17th pick. The Chargers. Okay. The Chargers. The Chargers get scored on a lot. And we need to go defense. And they need a leader. But at the same time, Antonio Johnson. This kid can ball. This kid can ball. This tough one right here. The Chargers. All right, so yeah, you don't need that. Oh, and then even the tight end is not too bad. You know what? Honestly, I would like a D lineman, to be honest with them. But I'm not liking the way it looks. And Antonio Johnson, they don't need him. They have safeties. Do you get a linebacker? Yeah, Sewell is too talented. But yeah, I would really like a big guy. If they could have moved up to this 15 spot right here and got Brian, that would have been a nice pick for the Chargers to me. I like that, but we're not going to do that. Actually, you know what? Keenan's getting a bit older. Gotta show. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna forego defense. We're getting Herbert some help. Quentin Johnson right there. I'm doing it. The Jets. 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 Where do we go for the Jets? The Jets have made a lot of solid moves. They've made a lot of solid moves. There's a lot of things that they can go with this pick. Hear me out. You hear me out. Actually, I just had a thought. Really quick. I believe, yeah. They need a lot of stuff. They need a quarterback. You know what? Yeah, Zach Wilson's not that guy. We're going Anthony Richardson right there. Is Tom Brady coming back? He shouldn't. You need to go ahead and retire, Tom. This year was not pretty for you whatsoever. But at the same time, we're not going to reach for a quarterback. What are we going to do? Hendon Hooker's leg, he injured. Bo Nix is not an NFL quarterback to me. Not yet. He would. Actually, I don't think ever. I'm going to be real with y'all. He's not that guy. But at the same time, cannot pass up on talent. Talent is real. We're going to go with. Though that defense is loaded, honestly. Buccaneers defense is pretty loaded. However, you do have contracts that are going to mess up. Not mess up, but they're going to fall off. So you do need to pick up those people. Or pick up new people. Bucks. What I cannot continue to do is pass up on this Antonio Johnson just sitting here. This is too difficult. Soul should have been gone. He should have been gone. But at the same time, I just didn't know where to put him. Um, so what I am going to do with the Bucks, I'm not sure what their contracts of their running backs look like either, though, because Robinson sitting here is that's such a good pickup. That's a good pickup right here. Yeah, you know what? I don't know what the contract is for Leonard Fournette, but the Bucks can use a running back, and get their identity back. Snagging them. He's going to the Bucks. Titans. Titans were weird to me. I thought Titans were going to be a lot more nice than what they were, but yeah, they need help at receiver. This is a guy left. We're going Jackson Smith and Jigba. We got to do it. Patriots. You know what? I think that Patriots like safe picks. Um, yeah, well, everybody knows that they like safe picks. And while I'm looking at everybody on their team, the two safest picks in this position, I know I'm going to get some from, is Michael Mayer and Antonio Johnson. Those are two solid, absolutely solid picks. Um, you don't really have to. I mean, they're a rookie. Don't get me wrong. They're rookies, so of course they can be failures. But man, Antonio Johnson and Michael Mayer, I see them at least contributing in some way. They will contribute. However, they do have Hunter Henry and Smith at tight end, so you really don't need him at tight end. Whereas you have Kyle Duggar and McCourty at safety and Jabril Pepper. But I don't. Jabril doesn't really fit it for me. Let's go Antonio Johnson. Why not? Get that guy off the board. He's way too good to be sitting there. The Washington Commanders. Washington Commanders have actually surprised a lot of people. But you know what? Looking at the division we're in, right here, kid is falling way too much. Too good. You got to take them. The Giants. This is an interesting one. Um, what do they need? They actually had some good stuff. They've actually played pretty good this year. Um, Cornerbacks played pretty good because Cam Smith's sitting there, and that's really not too bad of a pickup. Cam Smith, like his game. There's a lot of things that he can do for a team. But then you still have this tight end sitting there, which would help so much with what they like to do. They have Adoree Jackson and Fabian. Their defense was solid to me until the injury started kicking in. So you know what? Let's help out our money. Let's help out our money player. This pick right here, he can play catch or he can block. He does it all. He's a good guy. He's not Pitts, but he's solid. We're gonna go there. Ravens, I will tell you right now, the Ravens are the hardest team for me to predict every year. Every year I do these mock drafts. Every year I absolutely get the Ravens wrong. Never fails. Never fails. I say, do you get a receiver to help him out, to help out Lamar? But then, I mean, Lamar's hurt again. So, do you get a lineman to help out Lamar? Do you get defense because the defense keeps dropping the ball? Like, how many times is defense going to drop the ball? Um, and Simpson, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still really not feeling you. I'm going Cam Smith. I would like to help you, Lamar. I really would, but can't. Well, hold on. Before I lock that in, yeah, Cam Smith definitely. I gotta go. You gotta help the defense. Bengals, that offense has 50 million players. However, that offensive line always needs to get better. And right here, Jalen Duncan, I'm jumping him. I believe in the few. I believe he's going to move up teams list. So right now, this looks crazy. Y'all like, whoa. But trust me, I believe Duncan will move up. We're going Jalen Duncan. All right. The Denver Broncos. Oh, the Denver Broncos were bad this year. Oh, they were bad. I don't even know where to begin with them. But you know what? Their defense was pretty solid. Their defense was pretty solid. So they really need help on the offensive side of the ball. And that's what they thought Russell Wilson would bring to them. But like I said, it's not been that for them. So all right. So you could go running back to help them out. Gibbs is a good pickup, honestly. I like Gibbs because it kind of gives the offense a little something to work with, but at the same time, not really. I feel you can get a running back later. I mean, look at these running backs. I mean, come on, Gibbs, Bigsby, Corum, Cabernet, Ar- I never say his name right. It's like a shine. Zach Evans. Like, it's so much you can do here. Um, I honestly would like to. Mm, I would like to get them speed on offense. Does that help? Yeah, Downs. I'm going Josh Downs. I'm doing it. The Cowboys are on the clock. We can use some things. We could use Trenton Simpson. Honestly, we could. Clemson guy. 6'3", 225. Okay. Where did I close that? But the pick I would like, is he even in this draft? Let me see. No, actually, they don't have him in the draft. Oh, yeah, here he is. Whoa, they have him way down here. I believe if he declares this is the Cowboys guy, this guy right here, Lucas Van Ness, I fully think he's going to be that guy. He's really young. He's really young. He's really powerful. Young, powerful guy. Though our defensive line was really good, but he's such a talent, young, powerful guy. Or you can go Dexter. That'd be a good pickup as well. It gives us a little inside, but I want to say that how big is Dexter? 6'6", 313. Yeah, he's lean. Uh, that's not a bad pickup. We had so many injuries. We're doing it. We're grabbing Dexter. I want to build up that defensive line to give him some help. I know some of y'all are like, why Eli Ricks is sitting right there, 6'2" cornerback. That's because I don't need him. He's not going to be better than Anthony Brown. None of these guys are going to be better than Anthony Brown. There's other players who I feel we can get later who will be, the gap's not big enough. Well, okay, this could have been, he's a good slot, but we have Bland, so we really don't need him. We have Bland, so that doesn't, yeah, it's not anybody who separates themselves as a guy that I really just want and need. Kansas City, why? Let's stop doing him like that. Get this man some more help. He's dominant. The only thing is man, does he need any more speed? He really needs a receiver. Ooh. But I don't like y'all. Let's go. Zay Flowers. We're going to do it. More speed. We're just stacking speed on speed. The Vikings. Let's do it. Simpson finally off the board, probably way later than should have been. The Bills, I believe their offense is pretty dominant. Pretty dominant offense. So I really don't see too much that they need. But their defense is pretty good too. Especially when Von Miller was around. But you can't let a good edge go. So, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Do you get the position that is going to help you now, or do you get the guy who can develop later? Because at the same time, you can get an edge and let them develop behind Miller. And a good rotation of edge players has never hurt. It's never hurt. So yeah, let's get edge help. Von Miller goes down again. We've got something. The Eagles. The Eagles' offense is pretty nice. They don't need any help on the offense. Why not just stack up more defensive talent? Let's just do it. At this point, this is a good pickup right here. That gives them a rotational guy, a guy who can play inside the slot. Otulari gives you edge. Ricks gives you a guy who can be on the outside. But I believe they got plenty on the outside. Oh, Jared Verse. What? Yeah, cannot pass on that. You got to go Verse. And that is the mock draft. All right. Let me know what you thought about my mock draft. What positions do you feel that team didn't need that guy? I will be doing more of these, but this is just a little quick one to kind of get things out there. Who I think should be drafted where. All right, like, comment, subscribe. This is the Moz Files. I'm out.